Hatton says we're good. All right, we're good. All right, let me just do this again for the audio podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to Wolf Den Live, episode 38. The one we're going to go up in flames because it's a huge dumpster fire and Bob's not here to do technical director. I'm of course Will Wolf, and you've already met Fanatics 4, AJ of Fanatics 4. You missed all our witty banter before, but I'm not doing it again. Full steam ahead. All right. So how are you, man? How's things?
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
Just playing no video games at all. Just maintaining a video game YouTube channel while I'm not playing video games.
I hear that. I'm down to like one comic a week while trying to talk about things going on in comics.
You hear that, kids? Don't start YouTube channels.
Yeah.
To play video games or read comics because you won't be able to do any of that.
Yeah, you'll be doing less of it. All right, who's here in the chat? Hello, Sonic the Headshot. Hello, Tavia. Hello, Common Boy, Gavin Roberts. Silver, not saying that. Atten, Raider Pride, Gilbert, Solid Robin, Feistiest Ninja, Jonathan Garcia, Tavia, Common Boy. I think I said you guys already. How's it going, everybody? Sorry for all the crap that's gonna happen right now.
Yes, I am, unfortunately, for my life. Well, kind of, a little bit. Talking to Raider.
Oh, yeah. You in a dorm. Yeah. How much more school you got?
Kind of. I go to Full Sail University.
Nice. You see any NXT while you're down there?
I see a lot of wrestling people. Like
nice.
A lot. And I don't really watch it that much. So, I ran into a couple of people, and I'm like, she has cool hair. And I just walked up to her, and I was like, you have cool hair. And then people are like, oh, my God, she's a wrestler. And I'm like, really?
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
She didn't act like an asshole, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, why don't we get this started? I'll let the guests go first. What do you got?
Okay, so you're hearing about this YouTube heroes nonsense?
I sounds familiar.
Well, nonsense. It's weird because so YouTube's rolling out this initiative, right? Mm-hmm. Where everybody was flipping out over the whole advertiser friendly.
Oh content. Yeah, like you can't talk about controversial stuff.
Right. So now they're allowing fans to help them with that process by flagging videos, and that's not all that the program is, but that's like the talking point that they can mass flag videos once they get to a certain level.
Okay.
But from YouTube's standpoint or whatever, their whole thing is earn points by doing certain fan activities like captioning videos and flagging bad comments and content. And teaching people on forums how do I enable crowdfunding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Earn points, and then as you earn points, you're able to do more and more. Mm-hmm. And that's when mass flagging video stuff comes in. You can attend seminars and learn different things and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's interesting. So there's basically a way to incentivize the fan base to do more for the creators they like.
Right. And I mean, a lot of people are talking about how it's kind of like a lazy thing. It's give everybody a gun because we can't enforce it enough.
Yeah. Yeah, well, on the one hand, it's YouTube is so big and there's so much crap going on that it's almost impossible to police it on their own. At the other time, it's Google. They can afford to do it.
But I mean, I see it from all sides because obviously, we're creators. We don't want our stuff getting pulled. And,
no.
When you put it in the hands of fans, you risk a lot because if you upload a video talking about all you people are stupid because Jason Todd isn't the Joker, and they're like, oh, I don't like this video flat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because for every fan that they have that comes in and actually does their job, you're gonna have the super fans who will let it go regardless of what they're talking about. And then you have the people who are just going to try and flag it down because they don't like what you're talking about.
You can't trust that with Leafy fans or whatever, right?
Yeah.
His stuff most of the time isn't advertiser friendly.
Right.
But his fans aren't going to do anything about that.
Yeah.
But on YouTube's level, it's how do you police that? They're already not YouTube's not profitable.
Yeah.
It hasn't been. So it's like they're going to dump more money into this and lose more money.
I mean, I don't know, man. It's all part of the greater Google conglomerate, or Alphabet, as it's now called. So I don't know. I doubt, because at this point they're mostly focused on like appeasing their higher corporate advertisers, your Warner Brothers, your Sony's, your Microsofts, people like that. So while they're more focused on them and getting their content up, all the user created stuff, that's gonna fall on us to police.
Right. So what's the chat think about this? Tevye says basically you were giving trolls the power.
Yeah, for the most part. Was it Mahdi? Instead of dislikes, people will flag the videos. Yeah, that's a really big concern. Next time I talk about the DC movies, they're just gonna flag it instead of disliking it a whole bunch.
Right. And that's already a problem. It's like it's one thing for the video to be like, especially for like IGN, like channels like that, where they're just reporting something,
Yeah.
and then people will like the video because they don't like the thing that was announced or reported.
Mm-hmm.
Like the video has nothing to do with that.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Let's hope for the best, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, something's got to give at this point, because like they're doing a lot of user unfriendly stuff with Content ID, and now the ad friendly nonsense, and now this. I mean, either a competitor's going to come, which is unlikely, or they're finally going to like revamp everything they do, which is also unlikely.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like that whole analogy of like the big warship. Like you can't just turn on a dime with stuff like that.
Yeah.
With a big company with so many hours of content uploaded every day.
Mm-hmm. What's the stat? It's like 1 million something an hour.
Yeah, it's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like how could you keep up with that?
I don't know.
It has to be like either it's going to be like there's no like surgical way that they can do that. They can't go into every video and say, "Oh, there's context here." So it's not like,
well, that's part of the reason why they came up with the whole Content ID robot thing, to like notice certain sound waves and garbage, but that takes it too far.
Right.
So
that's a bummer.
Yeah. Tevye says content creators getting screwed over. Time to go to Dailymotion. Is that even still like? I go to there sometimes.
I don't really know anybody that like is like known for that. Like I'm a Dailymotioner. You know
it's
what I mean?
good. Sorry to go back to wrestling, but it's good for like finding matches that aren't on YouTube because the WWE flags them. Yeah. Like they don't touch them on Dailymotion. Other than that, like
I think Vimeo would probably be like the next best bet. Because like people already go there.
Like, yeah, so but the problem is like you can't monetize. Yeah, you can't monetize on Vimeo. So
yeah, well you can, but you can't monetize in the same way that you can. Like you can sell.
Yeah.
Vimeo videos, but you can't like watch it for free, and I'll get 1/10 of a cent. Or
yeah, ad revenue and garbage. So, for those of you wondering where Bob is, he is currently. I'm trying to think of a comic book character who died in a ridiculous way and then came back in an equally ridiculous way. He was absorbed by what's called the Phoenix Force, and then obliterated himself to save the world. But don't worry, he's actually currently resting in a cocoon under the George Washington Bridge. That's all true.
But maybe you should worry because there's a group of Charmanders that are very angry at him.
Yes. That's all true, by the way. That's how Jean Grey died and came back as the Phoenix.
Except for the Charmander part, that's not.
Yeah, except for the Charmander part. Charmanders didn't exist back in the 80s.
Jackie!
Hey, Jackie. John Lamb. Anybody I missed from before? All right.
Okay, so what's your top first?
All right, I got a couple. As I mentioned before, one thing I get in trouble with a lot is the DC movies, the DC Extended Universe, as it's called. I'm not the only one who's noticed the quality of these films, though, because the CEO of Time Warner, Jeff Bukes, who Time Warner is the parent company
Mhm.
of DC and Warner Brothers. He's acknowledged that there's a problem.
Whoa.
He said, and this is a direct quote, "We do think there is a little room for improvement. We can do a little better on the creative." Like, what more can you say than that? I mean, he's pretty much acknowledging there's a problem.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, our movie sucked.
Yeah, I mean, granted,
Did they not? How do you not know that beforehand though? Like, I don't understand how you greenlight those movies like that Martha thing. How
oh
did
my
that?
god,
Who said yes to that?
I don't. It's like, okay, Man of Steel, like you could sort of give him a pass for because it was like just getting their feet wet, but then they went all in, and at no point did anybody say this is a bad idea. Like,
Right.
what, you know, not to give Bukes all the credit in the world, because earlier he said the strategy worked, the execution did deliver what we wanted to do, which was to launch DC and reinvigorate it with the fan base. That's technically true because the movies did make money and people are talking about them, not in the way people want to be talking about them.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because like they have this effect where um the first wave of people that see the movies, they're like, oh, this is terrible. You don't want to see this. And then since you already have this established base of people that are like DC,
Yeah.
this Marvel sucks and all whatever, they're going to see the movie and they're more willing to like it. You know what I mean? Like they come in thinking, oh, everybody's just overreacting. This is actually a great movie, and they're just Marvel fanboys. So it's like it makes it difficult to like really gauge it at that point because who's the real fan at that point?
Yeah,
Is it the person that
it's definitely a case of like people are already know whether or not they're going to like it or they're not going to like it, and they go to see it, and you know their opinion's already made. So I will say when I saw Suicide Squad, you know, I wanted it to be good. I heard all the reviews that it was worse than Batman vs Superman. I went to see it, and I enjoyed myself a lot more than I thought I would. It's still, I was still hesitate to call it a good movie, but
yeah, I was. I mean,
you know,
I was with Batman versus Superman. It was like it's not a good movie.
yeah, there I can't defend that movie at
But
all.
I can say that it was like okay, I guess this makes sense. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
plot sense, like as a like this happened and this happened and this happened because of this. Like that was there. But Suicide Squad was like, okay, but why does any of this matter?
yeah, you can definitely
Like,
tell Suicide Squad was trying to serve two masters. You know, the Warner Brothers cut and the David Ayer cut.
right.
Batman vs Superman was all Zack Snyder. Like there is no way you can blame that on anyone else but him.
Right.
Have you seen the extended cut of Batman vs Superman?
No.
Okay,
Is it better?
only by like a smidgen. Like
A smidgen, and how much longer is it?
it's like half an hour longer.
That's
It's
not
yeah, I mean like the pacing is better in certain spots and something
what?
in
That's
some
weird.
yeah. In
Like
some
add more time, make your pacing better.
yeah, well cuz you know, it helps like flesh out certain things. Like things don't jump from one to the next to the next to the next. Like things actually like take
Right.
their time to develop and flow a little bit better. But it still doesn't, you know, Martha's still in it. Um Doomsday still looks stupid. Superman still dies at the end. Spoiler alert, by the way. Um, yeah, all the biggest problems in that movie are still there. It's just some things make more sense.
Take the spear out. Like that was my biggest problem. Like the whole spear thing. Why? Never mind. We're not. I don't. wanna get into
Yeah, I
spoilers.
know.
I don't-
Maybe you know because I've been watching a lot of What Culture, and they like to show how they would do movies better. I might have to talk about how I would do this movie better, and by that I would mean just a just a live action version of the animated series because they did it and that was beautiful.
If you do that, let me know.
Definitely.
That will complete my my Wolf Den Triforce. I'll be on your show. I've been on Bob's show. I was on Wolf Den with Bob. And now I'm on Wolf Den with you. So it's like everything's all completed at that point.
You got it. All right. What do you guys think? What do How do you feel about what the CEO of Time Warner has to say
I'm
about?
sorry. I'm sorry, John Lamb.
Oh, sorry, John Lamb. I mean, I saved you some $8. Put it that way.
True. True.
What else we got here?
Smart man, Atten. Smart man.
Jackie says Suicide Squad was generic. I watched a review of it today, and they compared Suicide Squad to the corporate version of street graffiti. Like when a company is doing marketing and they're trying to be hip and street and cool, and it like is crap. That's what Suicide Squad was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is this? Live to Rock. Mel Gibson said, oh yeah, Gavin said, Mel Gibson said that Batman vs. Superman was crap. And Live to Rock said, Mel said it, and a lot of DC fans told him to shut up. Mel Gibson is a crazy man. Like, there's no disputing that. But, I mean, he knows how to direct a movie. So, like, Braveheart is an excellent movie. And
Tevye, that would be weird. Tevye says, I'm hoping the CEO make these movies good. Like, when does a CEO ever really make a creative thing?
Yeah. Like, you're lucky if the CEO of a movie studio actually has, like, movie background in it.
Or really even has, like, saw the movie.
Yeah.
Like...
Live to Rock says, put Peter Tomasi to write the new movie. I would see that. Peter Tomasi, for those of you who don't know, is currently writing Superman for DC. He's writing the Rebirth story, and it is excellent. It is the best Superman has been in like half a decade. So you should all read that. Today's issue was glorious.
John Lamb says, Wolfie, don't you think comic movies will always bank? Pretty much all comic people will watch it just to get it out of the way and be in the know, right?
Well, yeah, people will always go see comic book movies, especially like superhero movies. But
I think that bubble will burst.
Yeah, it's got to come soon. I mean, Marvel's been trucking along fine, but if DC keeps putting out the movies at the quality they have been, because these movies are successes, but they're not like the Marvel level successes. Right. Sorry. So,
because it's like their successes in that they made money.
Yeah.
But for a company, especially a company as big as DC,
yeah,
that's not like making money is like, okay, whatever. But making enough to justify making another thing in the same light is a whole nother thing.
Yeah, and they have
you don't
really
want to just make double of what you made. But that's like the hope that you do at least that. Like,
yeah, and
hopefully we at least double this budget.
And they have really bad word of mouth, these movies.
Yeah.
Like, that's not helping at all. What else we got here? Sonic the Headshot, Dong of Justice, as he calls it, felt rushed and not as bad as people made it out to be. One of these days, I need to have people on this show who like that movie, because I know a lot of people who do.
That would be interesting.
Like, my friend Matt, who's been on the show before, Matt Fela, he loves that movie. Like, I sat next to him in the theater when we were watching it, and he was like all like giddy and happy and like really pumped about it. And I'm sitting there going, "What the hell is this?"
I don't get it. I don't get like because some movies, right? Like think Transformers, right? Some people like those because they're like dumb action movies. It's Transformers did blah blah blah. There was not even really that much action that made me think like, oh man, I'm enjoying myself right now.
I'll say this: I liked the first Transformers movie for what it was. The second one just turned me off completely.
Yeah,
like there are only certain levels of stupidity I can take, and Revenge of the Fallen was my limit. So, John Lamb, Wonder Woman won't flop because it has a bunch of feminist one-liners that will please lib fans. Maybe.
I mean, it looks cool. It looks cool right now.
Yeah, no, it looks excellent. And I think that
from the stuff that they're doing, it seems like they're getting everything right. Like from what we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of your political leanings, I want that movie to do good because I want DC to have a good movie.
Right.
Fair enough. I mean,
Yeah, and I think I don't remember who was talking about that, but there was like this bet that's like, who's going to like, will Marvel have a bad movie first or DC have a good movie?
I
It might
mean,
have been you guys that were talking about
might have
that.
been. Well, all right. If you want to get technical, Marvel already had a bad movie with Iron Man 2 and the Incredible Hulk, but they got those out of the way pretty quickly. Then they,
Yeah, and I mean, does that really even count? Because the DC cinematic universe didn't even start then. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
no, they were still doing Dark Knight and the Christopher Nolan Batman movies.
Right, and at that time they were already like for those Batman movies, they were making good ones, but then it's like they fell off a cliff because
Yeah,
they were like cinematic universe.
yeah,
Let's do what it does because whatever.
yeah. All right. Uh, what else you got?
So Kojima,
Yes,
right? You hearing any of this stuff that he's talking about?
about Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
and Death Stranding. So this is kind of
Oh
like
yeah, tell me about Death Strandings. I don't know much.
Kojima the topic.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's start off with the Metal Gear Survive thing. So Kojima doesn't like Metal Gear Survive.
yeah.
He's distancing himself from that as much as humanly possible. And he's talking about how like that's not a Metal Gear game. Metal Gear is about political fiction
It's not about zombies.
and espionage. We don't have
Yeah,
crazy stuff in that game. We didn't have a flaming whale.
yeah,
Like, but he's not too pleased. He said if that was his game, they would be mechs, not zombies.
yeah. Which okay, I doubt he wouldn't put a zombie in there. It just he'd have a unique way of doing it. Because
Yeah,
Phantom
it'd be
Pain,
tongue in cheek.
like there were ghosts and like weird stuff in there. So yeah, zombies are not out of the question. They would not be the focus though.
Right. It wouldn't be
They'll
like
just be
zombies. The game.
nanomachines.
Yeah, it would be something like that. Like it's not really like a traditional zombie. It's
Yeah,
a robot zombie. So then branching off from that,
to
he's
Death
talking
Stranding.
about
Yeah,
Death Stranding, and he's like hitting at the date in the most Kojima convoluted way possible.
yeah.
He said that it's going to come out before the Olympics in 2020 and before the year that Akira takes place, which is 2019. So that leads us to think that it's coming out in 2018. Do you think that it will come out in 2018?
No.
I doubt it. I doubt it. Like I think 2019 at the earliest,
Yeah,
it's 2019.
yeah.
At the
There's no way
earliest.
2018. I mean, did he pick an engine for that? Because last I heard, he hadn't even picked an engine for that game.
Yeah, I think you picked the engine. I don't think we know what it is,
Yeah.
but so I don't know. And the other thing that he was talking about is that it's going to be an action game with co-op features, and there's going to be probably a female protagonist. I'm assuming
Okay.
that like takes part in the co-op thing, like kind of Resident Evil 5 type of
Oh God. I hope. I liked Resident Evil 5, but I did not like the co-op in that game.
yeah.
Like, because you needed to play co-op in order to get through, and I didn't. I beat
Yeah.
that game by myself. I don't know how.
I don't know. Maybe you're on a Resident Evil 4 high, and that gave you the strength to power through.
Definitely. Yeah, I probably was. Nah, man.
Was there another Kojima thing? Kojima.
There's always a Kojima thing.
Yeah. No, there wasn't another of any consequence.
Yeah. What type of game did they say? It was going to be like an open world
Yeah,
something?
it's going to be like an open world, like action game, like a Kojima game. The whole nines, where it's like a $200 million production.
Yeah, and nothing makes sense. And
6 years, and everybody talks in riddles.
yeah. Uh, everyone's talking about Akira.
Yeah, Tevye said he agrees.
Yeah.
Co-op sucked. And
Cool.
Resident Evil 5.
Corey,
Well,
Resident Evil 5 wasn't a bad game in general, but I kind of lacked the Resident Evil vibe. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely did.
I think that's the main problem, because it's like they they took what people liked about Resident Evil 4 and they took it out of context. They're like,
Oh,
"Oh,
definitely, yeah.
you guys like this action stuff. Okay, well, we'll give you more.
Yeah.
We'll give you less survival horror, more action." It's
Mm-hmm.
like, no, like you could have kept it with Resident, and in a lot of ways, I don't know how Resident Evil, um, outside of maybe 7, maybe VR will solve that, but with how modern controls work now, I
Yeah.
don't know how they can make something scary, because the reason why it was scary is because you're limited. Like
Yeah.
you can't just turn around and say, "Oh, shoot that zombie," and then move the analog stick and kill him, because the controls are terrible and stilted.
Yeah.
But now they're so fluid that it's like you're God.
Yeah. Well, I think you can. I think there's a way like to balance it. You know, a good studio will know how to do it. Whether or not 7 can do it, you know, we'll have to see. But 7 is just basically Phantom Pain. So, did you play the new demo yet?
No, I watched you play it though.
Yeah, no, they updated the demo, so now there's like
They
more
updated
to
it
it.
again?
Yeah,
Are you gonna stream that?
I don't know. I'll try. I don't know if I'll get to, but I should just pop that
Yeah,
in.
I don't know. I'll probably check it out. I just, like I said, gaming YouTube channels,
Yeah,
games
it's hard, man.
doesn't mix unless I make a video about it, and then I'll have to play it.
Yeah.
So
All right. Moving on. All right. Let's see. Oh, so Star Wars.
yep,
Let's talk about Star Wars. Everybody likes Star Wars.
yeah, Star Wars, cool. Razor swords.
Yeah, I hope you like Star Wars because right now they've already announced we got Rogue One this year, we got Episode 8 next year, got Han Solo the year after that, and then we got Episode 9 the year after that.
And is there going to be like an Obi-Wan movie somewhere?
Yeah, they pretty much confirmed that there's going to be a new Star Wars movie a year till the end of time. Like they just reaffirmed it today. Disney CEO Bob Iger spoke at Goldman Sachs event, which is the same event that the Time Warner CEO was speaking at. I had a meeting yesterday with Kathy Kennedy, who's the CEO of Lucasfilm, and we mapped out the Star Wars plans we have until 2020. We have movies in development for Star Wars till then, and we started talking about what we're doing in 2021 and beyond.
Well, that's not too crazy. Marvel does stuff like that. It's like we know what they're doing until the world's going to blow up.
Yeah, but I feel like with Marvel, like, you know, the comics are infinite. There's like a comic for everything. Star Wars is one thing, you know. And granted, there's like a whole Star Wars extended universe, but in terms of movies, how many movies can you put out until you know you get burnt out? Because one of the best things about Star Wars was it went away. Mm-hmm. Like it had its trilogy and then it ended, and then you didn't hear about it for like 10 years, 20 years.
Right.
So,
and I mean, there's going to be people that like upon hearing that, like, oh, Star Wars every year, best thing ever. Like, they're going to be on board, but after a while, it's going to peter off.
Yeah.
I think that the main, like this new trilogy, like I think that's probably going to do really good.
Yeah.
I think Rogue One's probably going to do really good, and what they're doing, you said they're doing a
Han Solo solo film, yeah.
That's probably
going to do really good, yeah.
But outside of that, I don't see the Obi-Wan movie doing too like.
Yeah, I mean it's weird because they're exploring Obi-Wan right now in the Marvel comics. Like every so often they'll do like a one shot of what he was doing on Tatooine, and those are all interconnected. So it's not like, you know, they have to because they're already exploring it somewhere else. The rumor was that it was going to be a Boba Fett film because they had Josh Trank, who directed the piece of garbage Fantastic Four movie from a couple years ago, to do it, and but he dropped out. You know, he said like I can't do movies anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. So now it's up in the air as to what that would be. People still think it's Boba Fett. It might be Obi-Wan. It might be something else.
I think Boba Fett would be a smarter move than Obi-Wan, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other ideas. I'm holding out hope we get like an adaptation of the Jedi Knight games, just because I want to see Kyle Katarn again.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the best thing that they could do is once this trilogy is done is again, like you said, go away.
Yeah.
Like make people want it again.
Yeah, I mean, because right now, like, they've already admitted that they don't think Rogue One is going to make as much money as The Force Awakens. They think it'll do well, but not as
Right.
much as Force Awakens.
Not like third best movie.
Yeah, and I think the reason why The Force Awakens is the third best movie, in addition to it just being good, is because we didn't see Star Wars for like 10 years.
Right.
So,
And it was a huge question mark. It was like, is this going to be good? Is this
yeah.
going to be Phantom Menace all over again?
Yeah, exactly. And it was good. So,
So now people are like, okay,
yeah.
maybe I have an understanding of what this is going to be, or maybe they still are curious, and then after a while, once they get like acclimated to whatever the Star Wars movies are, like quality wise, then they're like, okay, I know what I can expect from this. I don't have to
Yeah.
like rush out.
I'm really curious about Rogue One though, because like you hear all these behind the scenes stuff, like oh they had to call in another guy to edit it, and they literally they just changed the composer.
Reshoots.
Yeah, all the reshoots, but they just changed the composer. Like I think his name is Alex Desplat was the composer, and then they like replaced him with Michael Giacchino, and the movie comes out in December.
Well, the composers like changing the composers not like it's not like they're like oh we got to redo principal photography all over again.
True,
Like,
yeah, but like and it's not the worst because I remember this is gonna date me, kids, but Peter Jackson's King Kong from 2005 that changed composer like a month before it came out,
so.
and the original composer is like has a cameo in the movie.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
so yeah, but yeah, hope y'all like Star Wars. Do y'all? Yeah, y'all like Star Wars in there in the chat.
You people like Star Wars.
Yeah,
Who doesn't?
Tavia wants a Galen Merrick Starkiller movie. I still say Force Unleashed holds up. The first one,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can play
The
that.
first
Yeah,
one was cool. The second one, I don't know.
yeah.
The second one,
Second one
I don't
was
know. I don't know.
you could tell they made the second one because they could. They didn't
Yeah,
have to,
yeah.
but they yeah. It was an expansion pack that didn't need to be made. Um, some people don't want a Han Solo movie, Han Solo solo movie.
Yeah, I don't know. Who are they talking about playing him? Like, because I know there's like a lot of different like.
Oh no,
a lot of people are
they
like,
casted him finally. It's let me look it up. He's not like a major actor or anything. Like he's been in movies. Alden Ehrenreich.
So is he how Harrison Ford was like?
Yeah,
Harrison Ford was like what like C rank if that
yeah,
that
at the
point,
time, and
like,
then
that's what like fired him off. That
yeah, see if I can find it.
And are they going to? I know they're talking about doing more Indiana Jones movies. Is he going to be the same person?
Okay, with Indiana Jones, they're making Indy 5, and Harrison Ford is going to play Indiana Jones. He will be 77 years old when that movie comes out.
Jesus.
Like, give me a break.
So we're just going to have him as like a professor. He's just going to be teaching people, and the whole movie's going to be in a classroom.
Well, there was that TV series, The Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, where it would flash forward to Indiana Jones as like a 90-year-old professor missing an eye, and he would have flashbacks to when he was like 10 years old or when he was like 18 years old, and that was actually pretty cool. But I don't know, for a big budget Star Wars film, big budget Indiana Jones film, you gotta reboot it at some point. He can't play Indy forever, or just end it. I thought you ended it with Crystal Skulls.
Yeah, I mean, if it's making money, they don't want to end it.
Yeah. All right.
John Lamb says, Fanatics, what is your opinion of Kylo not being able to hold his own against a total noob? That was, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that could have went into that. Maybe he was like, oh, she has potential. I don't want to kill her. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. It could have been the whole thing. Like Max Landis is like, oh, she's a Mary Sue. Like,
Yeah. I think it has more to do with, showing that Kylo Ren is kind of a punk and like isn't as badass as he thinks it's all part about like
Yeah,
him
yeah.
not being as good as Darth Vader. Whereas with Rey, there's like all this mystery surrounding like who she is and why is she so powerful and all of that, which we'll probably start to get answers to in episode
And
8.
I don't know if she's like a total new with a lightsaber, yeah, but she
Yeah,
does have like experience with like fighting and hunting and
yeah,
all that.
like fighting and with ships. Like she's
It's
clearly
not like her first time ever fighting somebody.
yeah. Jackie says Kylo was distracted, untrained, and out of practice. Yeah,
Yeah.
for the most part. Atten says they will bring back Shia LaBeouf for Indy 5. Nope.
Will they?
Nope. Shia LaBeouf burned so many bridges. He hates Steven Spielberg. Like straight, like he pretty much said like, when you make a movie with Steven Spielberg, you're not making it with Steven Spielberg the artist. You're making it with Steven Spielberg the company man.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah. No, that's a burned bridge if I ever saw one. All right. You got anything else?
I'm debating. I'm gonna let you decide. You want to talk NX or you want to talk Pokemon?
Let's talk NX. Why not?
Okay, so this is kind of Pokemon and NX.
Yeah,
So
I figured.
there's a So you're hearing about like all these NX rumors. There's a new NX rumor every day, basically.
Yeah.
So this one is kind of like, oh yeah, we knew that was gonna happen, but it's good to know that it's probably going to happen in a bigger deal than everybody, in a bigger way
Yeah.
than everybody assumed it was, because the Pokemon company president he was talking about the NX with Wall Street Journal, and he confirmed two different things. He basically confirmed it's a hybrid. Like, we know it's a hybrid at this point. He said that he said something along the lines of like it redefining like what makes a handheld and what makes a console a console. So I mean, like, that's basically saying this is a handheld, and he said we will make games for NX.
Yeah.
So that makes me think that we're most likely going to get like, it's not going to be like they do like Pokemon tournament and like the mini Pokemon RPG type situation. We're probably going to get a big deal one, because the only thing that was really stopping them from doing that is because the whole branding thing. Like, they're like, oh, it's Pocket Monsters. You can't fit a Wii U in your pocket. Like, that whole thing. So it's like, maybe you could fit an NX in your pocket.
Yeah.
Put Pokemon Eclipse or whatever, or even Sun and Moon on NX.
Yeah.
You can buy that.
So. And
then the other thing is when the NX is going to come out. Like,
yeah,
there's different rumors. A lot of people are saying October now. For a long time, everybody was saying it was going to be sometime this month. It could still potentially be sometime this month, because September 23rd is Nintendo's 127th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And there's a lot of talk with like the NX supposed to be like, this is a whole reboot for Nintendo type of thing. So like, that would be cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, announcing their new console and like telling everybody like what their new mission statement is and all this stuff. Like, we're new Nintendo, and by that we're old Nintendo. We're going to give you NES, SNES Nintendo in the modern age, except mix in Game Boy with that and one thing. So
I don't know. I mean, Nintendo's not really big on anniversaries, I feel, though. Like, aside from Mario, like, they don't celebrate anything. Like, they barely celebrated Zelda's 30th, if they even did. I don't even know. So
I think that they probably had a plan for that. Like, they usually celebrate the ones that they're like, oh yeah, we're planning something. That.
I guess because Breath of the Wild got delayed, so
exactly.
Yeah,
so it would have been like this whole blown out thing if Breath of the Wild would have made its date, and then they would have been like, oh yeah, 30th anniversary. They would have did it. But since their like software launch schedule didn't line up, it's like, oh, let's not make a big deal. Like Metroid, if people would have liked Federation Force better, they probably would have made a big deal about the anniversary.
Oh,
It's kind of like they're playing poker at this point. It's like, oh, are people going to react well to this?
No, they didn't react well to it.
Exactly.
Maybe if she gave us a real Metroid game, we will react well to it.
Right.
Or,
and I think,
Or
I don't know. I feel like every time there's a Nintendo console, everybody thinks it's going to be this like dream thing where it's like they're going to give us Mario and Kirby and
yeah,
Metroid and F-Zero and all the games that we ever wanted. But I think that if NX is a hybrid, like we probably could like feasibly see that because
maybe,
then
yeah.
all their teams are like working on one thing. Like it's not like, okay, yeah, you're the Game Boy team and you're the GameCube team.
Yeah.
Everybody, you make this for this one thing. You do F-Zero and you do Kirby and you do Splatoon 2.
Yeah, and they merged like their hardware and software teams into one. So now like they know specifically what the hardware can do because they
Right.
helped build it. So hopefully that means, we won't get a Star Fox that has bad motion controls
Right.
in it, or we'll get. I'm trying to think of other Nintendo games that had really bad shoehorned in controls. We'll get a Pikmin that has the right.
Battletoad.
We'll get a Pikmin that has the right controls in there from the beginning instead of getting
Yeah.
patched in a year later.
Right.
So
And the thing is, like, they had that control scheme already in Nintendo Land.
yeah,
And then they were like, oh yeah, we don't need that for the main series.
yeah. Wasn't there? Didn't they have like regular controls like in the beginning? Like they said you can pilot it without motion controls, and then like as the game got closer, they took it out.
You're talking about Star Fox.
Yeah, Star Fox. Sorry, yeah,
Yeah. They well, they were going back and forth on that. Like,
yeah,
we were like at E3, and they're like, can we turn these off? And they're like, nah,
yeah,
can't do that. And like when people start to react to that, they're like, no, you can turn it off. You can turn it off. And
Yeah.
I mean, like, technically you can turn it off, but you can't turn it off. Like you can control certain aspects of your ship with the analog stick, but you
Yeah.
can't control the whole thing. And it's kind of designed in such a way that you need the motion controls.
Yeah.
Like so. Just how they did the two screen situation where it's like they purposely made the screen on the TV inaccurate so that
Oh,
the screen in the gamepad was what you had to rely on to like really do combat. Like you can do guesswork and say, okay, well this is approximately 5 pixels off, so I gotta aim 5 pixels to the right type of situation. So yeah, they
if you want a good Star Fox game on the Wii U, play Bayonetta 2 wearing the Star Fox costume because you unlock a Star Fox level on that, and that
Yeah.
plays fine.
yeah. Speaking of that, and this is like a mini thing. Platinum Games, they're talking about Bayonetta's like they celebrate Bayonetta 2's anniversary. It's like Bayonetta 2's second anniversary or whatever. the Bayonetta amiibo. I wonder maybe they're talking with Nintendo to do Bayonetta 3 on NX.
That'd be cool. I didn't play Bayonetta 2, but I heard like it's just as good as the first one. The first one is really good.
Yeah, I played a lot of the first one because like I didn't play it the first time around, even though I had like I'm like multi consoles. Like I always have all of them.
Yeah.
But I never got around to it. I didn't even hear about it.
Yeah.
But when I played it on Wii U, it was like, oh yeah, this is cool. And then especially since they added that extra layer of like you can be Peach or
Yeah, you can dress as Zelda.
Zelda or
Link, you can dress as Link. Yeah. Sorry, don't hate me for that.
Sorry, internet.
That's a
Sorry,
big
internet.
deal. What is it? Chaz Evansdale. Reggie said something about new Metroid and basically said they won't announce it until it's about ready to be released, hopefully on NX or at launch. Basically, Reggie said if there is a new Metroid that's coming 5-6 years from now, they're not going to announce it now. I have no doubt that they're always like thinking of the next version of something in their like one of their big franchises. But the fact that we haven't had like a real Metroid game since Other M, and we haven't had a good Metroid game since Metroid Prime 3, fans are like, they need something. They need to know something. And it's not just Metroid. It's, when was the last time we had an F-Zero game?
Yeah. And I think a lot of that is like Nintendo, they don't seem like they're really one for like just doing something for the sake of like their fans. Like people saying like a small sect, because like in reality, the people that are clamoring for Metroid are small for Nintendo. They're not going to do it because Metroid would quote unquote only sell around 3-4 million units.
Yeah.
and in Japan specifically, it wouldn't even crack.
Yeah,
even.
Metroid's not popular
So
in Japan.
at all. So it's like it's not a priority for them
Yeah.
because even though America's like their biggest market, they still really prioritize like
Yeah, they're very like Japanese focused in everything they do.
right.
So.
So I think the only way that we'll get like, or the only way that they'll prioritize it is if retro really like spearheads that.
Yeah,
Because
but
they trust.
they have retro
Western.
on Donkey Kong now.
Well, retro's working on something. We don't know what it is.
That's true.
But,
Yeah, they've been working on Donkey Kong forever, though.
right. They did Returns in Tropical Freeze, and now
Yeah.
they're working on. Again, there's rumors that maybe it's a new IP.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe it's Metroid.
Yeah.
The thing that they're really good at though is like taking an IP that was dormant and bringing it into like modern day.
Yeah.
So maybe it's something completely different.
Maybe.
Maybe they're going to do freaking Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
We never know.
Maybe we'll get a new Kid Icarus that's not,
Yeah.
you know, whatever it was on the 3DS.
I think it was cool. I want that. I want Retro to do Kid Icarus.
Yeah.
Forget all you Metroid. It's like, no, I like Metroid. Metroid's cool.
Yeah, no, Metroid's awesome.
Falcon Punch.
Yeah.
That's Teb.
Tevi and Mrs. Metroid. John Lamb really doing his part to get people to like this video and like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Also, make sure to do that with Fanatics 4.
YouTube.com/Fanatics4. Subscribe.
All right, I got one more thing real quick, and I hope I can do this without screwing anything up. I got to exit full screen for a minute, and hopefully, all right, we got new Zords in for the Power Rangers movie.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, we're getting a new Power Rangers big budget live action movie next year. And they've slowly been like releasing like pictures of like what everything's going to look like. We saw Elizabeth Banks as Rita, we saw the cast in their costume. Not great costumes, I should say, but and now we got to look at what the Zords are going to look like. And you know, I'll just scroll down slowly. Here we got Pterodactyl for the Pink Ranger. We got Mastodon for the Black Ranger. It's like, you know, obscured close-up shots and people and like the Rangers hanging out on them, but you know, it gives you a sense of like what you're dealing with. And it definitely looks like they're going for, I don't want to say they're going for like Michael Bay Transformers style look, but it's definitely leaning in that direction. You know, it's very like overly designed. We got the Blue Ranger. I like this one because he's just like hanging out there, like laying down on his Triceratops. What do we got? We got and then we got the Red Ranger Tyrannosaurus. Is that it? Oh, and then the Yellow Ranger Sabertooth Tiger. And she's just like, yeah. And I like how they threw the tagline "Go Go." 2017. That was awesome.
I like these. I like these more than the other stuff that they were showing off.
Yeah.
Like the whole Rita thing. Like that was like what?
Yeah, that didn't look like Rita. The Power Rangers looked like
They look like Iron Man.
Yeah, they looked way too much like Iron Man. But yeah, I think I have faith this will be okay. This movie will be watchable.
Yeah. I'm scared to have faith in in movies these days.
Yeah, I know, like especially something like Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know. I'm gonna see it regardless, because you know I can't help but watch big robots beat the crap out of monsters.
Yeah, at the very least, we'll have that.
Yeah. I will say, if you're a fan of big robots fighting monsters, the Voltron series that's currently on Netflix, Voltron Legendary Defenders, it's really good. It's from the
I need Netflix. I need to go do that.
Yeah, it's from the people who made the Legend of Korra, and it's like you could tell it's the same people because like it's the same humor and the same animation style, but it's Voltron, so it's really good.
Maybe that. I also need to watch Stranger Things apparently.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Everybody's telling me that it's like Earthbound. And then once I heard that, I was like, oh, it's like Earthbound. I need to watch that.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like Earthbound. I compare it to like Poltergeist and like 80s style like Spielberg horror or John Carpenter horror. I'm convinced one of the stores in it was also a set from Halloween, like the original Halloween. Can't prove it yet, but I have enough evidence to suggest it was.
Hey, future video.
Yeah. But
And then if you're right, it'll get tons of views.
yeah. I should just bite the bullet and do a Stranger Things video. I've been putting it off for so long, like I need to stop putting it off. Cuz it's just so good.
Maybe you just need to put it off forever, and then the suspense will build.
Yeah, and then season 2 will happen, and then I'll be timely again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just got renewed for that, didn't they?
Yeah, they got renewed. They already announced what the episode names are going to be.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
when is that going to happen?
Next year. Yeah, like they put out like a teaser video, which is just like it's the title sequence of the show, and it says season 2. But as it's like the title sequence is going, it says the names of all the episodes instead of the name of the cast. So
I don't know. I hear a lot of people talking about waffles, so I was like, I'm sold.
oh yeah, there's
Talking about waffles.
Eggo waffles play a big part in that show, as they should in everyday life.
Every show should be about waffles.
Yeah.
Even if it's a pancake restaurant or something.
Yeah,
I don't know why you would do anything with pancakes.
I had a pancake this morning. It was a huge pancake. A little bit.
Pancakes when you can have waffles.
I know I have a waffle iron in this house. I have to find it and make sure it works. But all right. So if you don't have any other topics, we can go right to the chat. Talk about.
Let's see if my topics are more. Let's go to the chat.
All right, guys. As always, you can, leave a comment in the chat now. We will also answer comments from last week's video, and of course, reach us on Twitter at the hashtag WolfDenLive. What do we
Lamb
got?
says, like the video if you're watching. I like that.
Thank you, John Lamb. Guy number 20, Bob, what did you do with your hair?
I don't know, man. Just stuff happens.
Yeah.
I ordered a pancake instead of a waffle. And
It happens, man.
stuff went left.
Fred Bouchy, Will, if I send you One Piece, will you do something on it? It's my personal favorite anime/manga. I might have to. Everybody wants me to read One Piece.
That's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I don't know.
You should jump into the world of anime manga nonsense.
I was reading Trigun for a while. The manga of Trigun.
I got beef with Trigun.
Really?
Trigun is like it's Rurouni Kenshin with guns. Like it's just that. Like it's exactly that. Like it's the same show.
Oh
So
man.
it's like,
I've never seen
like
Rurouni
whichever
Kenshin,
one
so
I
I'd have to watch it now.
yeah, you're watching it. You'll see.
Yeah.
B Daddy 98 has been asking this question for a while, so I'm going to answer it.
Go for it.
What platform would you recommend for someone who's never owned a PlayStation or Xbox?
Ooh. That's a tough question to answer right now, to be honest.
I mean, that's a loaded question. It's like there's a lot of layers to like what the answer could be. It depends on you, really. It's like what do you like to play?
Yeah.
When do you plan on buying it?
Mm-hmm.
What do you value? Because I'd say like if you're doing it and you're like, I want as close to a PC experience and I want teraflops, then I'd say wait a year and get the Scorpio.
Yeah.
If you're like, I want tons of exclusives and blah blah, and it doesn't matter what the exclusive is about, again, I'd say go with Xbox. But if you want, like, if you really value third-party games and you want the best experience right now, I'd go PlayStation, because PlayStation's getting a lot of like exclusive, like Call of Duty first and all that stuff. And right now they're winning as far as like the most powerful console and obviously the best-selling thing. So they're going to get the most support going forward.
I will say the Xbox One, if you're looking for something that's more of an all-purpose entertainment system, like that does Netflix and Hulu and streaming stuff. Well, the Xbox One is really good for that. It was built for that. I would even say the Xbox One S, because that can do 4K video streaming and 4K Blu-ray. That's a good option. And original Xbox Ones are like really cheap now.
Yeah, super cheap.
Yeah.
They're in like the 200s now, aren't they?
Yeah, like lower sometimes. You can always find.
You can get an Xbox One cheaper than you can get a Wii U.
Yeah,
Who messed that?
and they're usually bundles with games. So, but also too, find out what your friends are playing on, because you'll want to like make sure you're playing with them, and because you can't cross play right now, even though they can do it.
Oh yeah, if you like Fallout and you like mods.
Oh yeah, do it on Xbox One. Don't do it on.
But you gotta like really like Fallout to like make a decision like that. Like the only game you ever want to play ever is Fallout, and other Bethesda games. Then go Xbox.
Yeah. But yeah, I will say that games do run better on PS4. So if you are concerned about gameplay, that is something to consider.
Okay, so we got an update. He said, no, only games. I don't care about the other stuff.
All right, so then probably a PS4. But again, check out what your friends are playing on so you can play with them if that's something you...
And it's like, what games? Did you like Halo? You like Gears?
Yeah.
Or do you like Uncharted? Do you like Ratchet and Clank?
Also, too, remember, like, Microsoft's putting a lot of their exclusives on Windows 10. So if you have a Windows 10 PC, you don't need an Xbox One.
Right.
Any opinion on Civil War issue 5? Because I read that and man, it was so boring. I got to do a video on Civil War 2. I haven't read any of Civil War 2, but apparently it's not good. And it's just getting worse. Jackie Donnelly, Will, did you watch season 4 premiere of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. yesterday? And if so, what did you think? I did not. I have not watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. since the pilot. But apparently, this is the best Ghost Rider ever to appear in live action, which I find hard to believe because Nicolas Cage was incredible.
That is like a spotty thing. Like some people say that about a lot of different stuff for him.
Yeah.
And it's like the other end of the spectrum for, again, a lot of stuff for him.
Yeah.
So.
But, yeah, no, I don't know. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like, I know from what I've heard, season 1 was, like, spotty in terms of quality. Sometimes it was good, sometimes it was bad. It got better after they tied into Winter Soldier. And season 2 was really good. Then season 3 was awful, like, just straight up awful. So, but people seem to like the season 4 premiere. So, one day I'll give it a shot. Who knows?
John Lamb wants us to talk about Overwatch. I don't know specifically what about Overwatch.
I did. I'll say this about Overwatch. I gave it a shot because over the weekend, Microsoft lets you play it on Xbox One for free. Mm-hmm. And I played it. And it was fun. Mm-hmm. It reminded me of like classic multiplayer shooters that I used to play. You know, just pop in, get some shooting done, and that was it. I'll probably never play it again. But, you know, yeah. I have no problem recommending that to people. Like,
yeah, I think Overwatch is awesome.
Yeah.
Me and Bob had a short little stint with that. He streamed it and we were playing. But life and again.
Yeah.
So it's like, and with online multiplayer games, it's like once you're out, like you're out because there's so much people that are like in.
Yeah.
Like, and really in. So you'll just get destroyed every time you play it.
Yeah, I know. I remember when that game came out, I had two friends who like were trying to get all of my friends to play it. And I'm just like, I'm playing Doom. I'm really liking Doom. So that game is harder than like you think it is. Like
that's crazy.
You go and it's long too. It's a really long game. Like you'll go into a room, mind your own business. Then
what are we talking when we say long? We mean like Uncharted, like 12 hours?
Yeah,
like,
maybe even like longer. Yeah, like 12, 15
like
hours.
Longer? Okay.
Yeah, because it's like 20. It's like 20 missions, and like you walk into a room and you're just swamped with monsters. Like they throw every single monster at you at once. and like you can't exit the room until you kill every single one of them. It's intense.
I mean, are you having fun with it still?
No, I am. I take breaks from it because like the good thing about it is like it has checkpoints every 5 feet, so like you can like pick it up and jump right back in where you left off. Like you don't have to replay everything, and it's easy to just kill everything that moves. You don't need to do anything special for anything.
Yeah,
But,
and they kind of like want you to. Like,
yeah,
they have like those whole finisher things. Like,
yeah, which I always do because you never know when you're gonna need health, which is always.
Right.
Gameplay hot tip: upgrade your ammo capacity first, then your health, then your armor. People are asking if I've read Batman issue 7 yet. That's the start of Night of the Monster Man. I have not, but Batman has been great so far. All the Bat books of Rebirth have been great, so I have no doubt this will be just as good as it's been. And the Monster Men. If you like the Monster Men, read Matt Wagner's Batman and the Monster Men. What else we got?
Sonic the Hedgehog told him to get a second Dreamcast.
It can be expensive getting a Sega Dreamcast because everybody wants one.
Yeah, I know. Like my uncle, he's like a super fan of Dreamcast. He like has like 6 Dreamcasts. I have no clue why.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he has a lot of Dreamcasts. Let's see. I'm trying to look for more comments.
Yeah. Any opinion on Superman issue 7 and Action Comics? Not caught up with Action, but Superman 7 was really good. It was just him. It was Superman, Lois, and John going to the state fair and just having fun at the fair. And it was so good. Superman is in a weird place right now in comics, but like it's so good. That's all I can say.
If you say weird place in comics, you know it's weird.
Well, cause it's all right. Did you see Superman Returns from like 10 years ago? All right, you know how like Superman's son was in it, and everybody's like, "What is Superman has a son? What is this? This is nuts." Superman has a son in this, and it works, and like it's so good. Like they make you not hate the kid.
Was it the same situation where he's like, "Wait, I had a kid"?
No,
I
like
didn't know that.
no, like he's actually like acknowledges it and he raises him with Lois, like they're on a farm and like he's teaching him how to use his powers and stuff. Like if you were to tell me like 10 years ago, oh no, the comic version of Superman having a son is better, I would have said there's no way that can work ever. And it's the best Superman comic in like the last half decade. So, what does that tell you?
Sounds like a big deal.
Yeah.
Sounds like a big deal. It seems easier to get kids right in comics than it does in movies.
It seems easier to get like a lot of things right in comics than it does in movies. You know, I guess because like you have the time to like experiment and like develop, whereas a movie it has to get done in like 2.5 hours.
Right, and there's too many moving parts with movies. It's like one aspect of the movie could be like really good and everything else can be bad, or vice versa, and it ruins the whole movie. But there's really only 2 real variables to a comic. It's like, is the art good? Is the story good?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Do one more. John Lamb, I have a rando tech question. Would either of y'all jump into one of those new driverless Ubers if it arrived to pick you up instead of a human driver? No. No, I don't trust robots right now.
Right now, I wouldn't trust robots further from now either. Like those videos with people like kicking over the robots and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
like stand back up. We're all gonna die.
Oh
We're all gonna die.
I watched a lot of Battlestar Galactica and Terminator growing up, so if that's taught me anything, like the robots will rise and they will try to wipe us out with nuclear war. So, and it didn't help. Like a few years ago, like Elon Musk and Stephen Hawking and Bill Gates are all like, yeah, no, the AI singularity is real. It's going to happen. Yeah. We need to like prevent that. And I'm like, you're not helping right now.
It's like you people design these things. And I mean, they designed it and they're telling us it's going to happen. So,
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So, like, I'm not against robots in theory, but I'm against super smart, advanced artificial intelligence robots. At least in my lifetime. Like, when I die, go
yeah,
nuts.
it's like do whatever.
Yeah, but
Are Twitter people? Let me see. Hashtag Wolf and
oh yeah, I forgot to check the hashtag.
um, yeah, I don't see any.
All right. All right.
Good.
So, guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you for putting up with the audio problems in the beginning and this wacky ass format that we're doing. Special thanks to AJ from Fanatics 4. You want to give a plug or anything you want to do?
I'm doing a video on Friday.
Nice.
It's about Hunger Games. That's cool, I guess.
Awesome. All right. Where can they find you on Twitter?
Twitter.com/fanatics4 FANATIXFOUR.
All right. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe this, all the YouTube garbage. Also, this will be up in audio format tomorrow on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So, if you like this in audio or you prefer it in audio, you know somebody who likes audio podcasts, tell them to go there, subscribe to us there, rate us and review us. It actually does help us out a lot. You can follow me on Twitter at WillWolfDammit. You can follow Bob on Twitter at BobWolf. And yeah, for AJ and Bob, I'm Will. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Have a good week.